The shocking mistakes everyone makes when eating sardines. Sardines are a truly remarkable food, often overlooked and perhaps unfairly maligned, yet possessing an incredible nutritional profile that makes them one of the safest and healthiest seafood choices available. Unlike many larger fish, sardines naturally contain very low levels of mercury, a significant concern for regular seafood consumers. This makes them an ideal food to incorporate into your diet frequently, as they are absolutely brimming with vital nutrients. For your heart, they offer a rich supply of omega-3 fatty acids, known for their anti-inflammatory properties and ability to support cardiovascular health. For your brain, these same omega-3s are crucial for cognitive function and may help protect against age-related decline. Even your bones benefit immensely from sardines, as they are an exceptional source of calcium and vitamin D, two essential partners for bone strength and health, particularly as we age. Beyond these major players, sardines also provide a good dose of high-quality protein and a range of other important vitamins that your body relies on for optimal functioning. However, despite these impressive advantages, it's a common lament that most people inadvertently sabotage the very benefits they seek when consuming sardines. These mistakes are often subtle, yet they can significantly diminish the nutritional value, negatively impact the taste, and in some cases even pose health risks. Consider for a moment the journey of sardines from the shelf to your plate. Are you confident in your selection process at the grocery store, discerning the best options from the bewildering array? What happens to any leftovers? Are they stored with care, or do they languish, allowing their goodness to decay? Perhaps one of the most perplexing habits is rinsing sardines underwater, a practice many believe enhances their healthfulness, but which in reality does quite the opposite. And then there's the question that truly separates the sardine novices from the aficionados. Are you discarding the very part of the sardine that holds the greatest concentration of its nutritional power? The stark reality is that sardines, so often dismissed, are not unappealing because of what they are, but rather due to how they are handled after purchase. From minor oversight in storage to critical errors in preparation, the inherent goodness of these tiny fish is often lost before they have even had the chance to truly nourish your body. This exploration will guide you through the common pitfalls that plague sardine consumption. While some of these mistakes might initially seem insignificant, understanding the underlying reasons will reveal just how crucial they are. By the end, you will be equipped with the knowledge to unlock the full potential of sardines, enjoying them precisely as nature intended. Before we embark on this enlightening journey, we humbly request a small gesture of support. Please take a moment to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you join a growing community dedicated to informed and healthy eating. If you find this type of content valuable, a simple yes in the comments section will let us know you're engaged and eager to learn more. Now let us delve into the specifics. Mistake 10. Throwing out the bones. This is arguably one of the most pervasive and detrimental errors made by sardine enthusiasts. The instinct to remove the small, delicate bones from sardines is deeply ingrained, stemming from experiences with larger fish where bones can indeed be formidable obstacles. However, with sardines, this impulse is fundamentally misguided. The bones of these little fish are remarkably soft, entirely edible, and pose absolutely no safety risk. In fact, the canning process itself plays a crucial role in rendering them so tender. Through pressure cooking, the bones become so pliable that most consumers don't even perceive their presence when eating. But the true tragedy lies in what is discarded. These tiny bones are not merely edible, they are an unparalleled nutritional powerhouse. They are, in essence, a readily available natural source of calcium, offering a significant portion of your daily requirement in just a single serving. This calcium is vital for maintaining robust bones, healthy teeth, and proper muscle function. Furthermore, sardines with their bones are a superb source of vitamin D, a nutrient indispensable for your body's ability to absorb and utilize that calcium effectively. This dynamic duo of calcium and vitamin D is your body's best defense against bone fragility, especially as you advance in years. By removing these bones, you are not only creating unnecessary extra work for yourself, but are also deliberately discarding nutrients that your body desperately needs. And to reiterate, the flavor impact is negligible. They blend seamlessly into the texture of the fish, often imperceptible to the palate. Many seasoned sardine eaters cannot distinguish between the bone and the flesh. While deboned sardines are available, they often come at a higher price, and their appearance is frequently compromised, with the fish appearing broken and less appealing due to the mechanical deboning process. This means you are paying more for less nutritional value and a less desirable presentation. The solution, thankfully, is exceedingly simple. Leave the bones in. They are safe, incredibly nutritious, and practically invisible to the senses once you begin enjoying them. Consider them a delightful hidden bonus that elevates sardines to one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can readily purchase. Mistake 9. Choosing water-packed instead of oil-packed. This is a mistake that often occurs even before the sardines reach your kitchen, right there in the brightly lit aisles of the grocery store. The choice between sardines packed in water and those packed in oil can seem straightforward, with water-packed versions often appearing to be the healthier, lighter option due to their lower calorie count and milder perceived taste. However, this perception is, unfortunately, a significant misjudgment. When you opt for water-packed sardines, you are essentially missing out on a double dose of benefits: flavor and nutrition. Sardines are naturally endowed with healthy fats, particularly the highly sought-after omega-3 fatty acids. These are the very same fats that contribute to reduced inflammation, robust heart health, and are crucial for maintaining the fish's natural moisture and ensuring your body can efficiently absorb their goodness. Water, in contrast, offers no such protective or enhancing qualities for the fish. Sardines preserved in water tend to lose their appeal over time, becoming bland, dry, and can even develop an unpleasant metallic undertone. This is due to water's inability to shield the delicate natural oils within the fish from oxidation. As these oils break down, both the flavor and the nutritional integrity of the sardines diminish. Oil, however, acts as a superior guardian, preserving the sardines' freshness and their delectable taste for a considerably longer period. In fact, many culinary connoisseurs suggest that sardines packed in quality olive oil actually improve in flavor with age, developing richer, more complex notes. While oil-packed sardines do contain more calories, these are predominantly healthy fats that contribute positively to your overall well-being. It's a seemingly small decision at the point of purchase, but one that yields substantial differences in the final eating experience. If your objective is to savor sardines that are not only delicious but also deliver their maximum nutritional punch, it is a wise strategy to bypass the water-packed tins and instead select those preserved in high-quality oil. Mistake 8. Letting opened cans sit too long. This is a common oversight that nearly everyone has likely encountered at some point. The unopened sardine can boast an impressive shelf life, often lasting for years. However, the moment that lid is pried open, a countdown begins. Exposure to air triggers a cascade of deterioration. The beneficial oils within the fish commence the process of oxidation, a phenomenon that not only compromises the flavor, but also actively breaks down the very omega-3 fatty acids that are the primary reason many choose sardines in the first place. Consequently, the longer they remain exposed, the less nutritional value you glean, and the less appealing their taste becomes. The timeline for spoilage varies depending on the packing liquid. Sardines in water are the most ephemeral, typically degrading within 24 hours. Those preserved in oil offer a slightly longer window, generally remaining palatable for 2 to 3 days when refrigerated. Sardines nestled in tomato sauce might extend this period to around 4 days. However, a cardinal rule that must never be disregarded is that after a week, regardless of the packing medium, sardines are considered spoiled and unsafe for consumption. Another prevalent mistake is the practice of leaving opened sardines in their original can. Once exposed to the air, the metal of the can can interact with its contents, accelerating the spoilage process and introducing a decidedly unpleasant metallic flavor. To circumvent this, food safety experts universally recommend transferring any leftover sardines into a clean, airtight glass or plastic container without delay. This simple act of transference effectively seals out air, significantly slows down nutrient degradation, and preserves the flavor far more effectively. For those who wish to extend the lifespan even further, freezing is an option, though it's important to note that freezing can alter the texture, often rendering the fish softer. The most prudent approach is to only open what you anticipate consuming within a couple of days and to always transfer any remaining portions into a proper storage container. It's a straightforward habit that ensures your sardines remain safe, fresh, and optimally nutritious. Mistake 7. Ignoring expiration dates and storage rules. There exists a widespread misconception that canned food possesses an indefinite shelf life, a notion that is, unfortunately, inaccurate. While sardines, when sealed and stored under ideal conditions, can indeed remain perfectly good for years, certain environmental factors can dramatically hasten their decline. Heat, direct sunlight, and excessive moisture are the principal adversaries of canned sardines. Leaving cans exposed on a sun-drenched kitchen windowsill near a hot stove or in a damp pantry environment will accelerate the breakdown of both the can itself and the fish contained within. Over time, the natural oils in the fish will oxidize, leading to the development of sour flavors and a noticeable degradation of essential nutrients. A more concerning consequence of improper storage is the potential for bacterial growth. A compromised can weakened by environmental stressors may develop micro-leaks, creating an entry point for harmful bacteria, rendering the sardines unsafe to eat. Furthermore, it's a lesser-known fact that not all canned sardines possess the same longevity. Those packed in acidic liquids, such as tomato sauce or other tangy marinades, tend to break down more rapidly than their counterparts preserved in oil. This distinction necessitates a mindful approach to rotation. It is advisable to consume the varieties packed in acidic liquids first, reserving the oil-packed tins for longer-term storage. Equally important is a thorough visual inspection of the can before opening. Any signs of bulging, significant rust, deep dents along the seams, or evidence of leaks should be treated as a red flag. In such instances, prudence dictates that the can be discarded without hesitation. Consider the economic aspect. Sardines represent one of the most affordable sources of nutrient-dense food available. To waste them through neglect or worse, to jeopardize your health due to improper storage is a regrettable oversight. With a modicum of attention to their storage requirements, you can ensure that every can you open delivers the full spectrum of nutrition it promises, maintaining its freshness and safety. Mistake 6. Only eating them straight from the can. One of the undeniable appeals of sardines lies in their remarkable convenience. The sheer ease of opening a tin and having a ready-to-eat meal is a significant advantage. However, this convenience can inadvertently lead to a missed opportunity. If your sardine consumption is limited solely to eating them directly from the can, you are likely missing out on a vast spectrum of delightful flavors and culinary versatility. This limited approach is often why individuals quickly grow bored with sardines. The reality is that sardines are far more adaptable in the kitchen than many people realize. They should be viewed as an ingredient, not merely a prepackaged snack. For instance, they can be mashed with a dollop of yogurt, creamy avocado, or a drizzle of olive oil to create a protein-rich spread perfect for toast or crackers. Served atop toasted bread, they can be elevated with additions like briny capers, thinly sliced red onions, or juicy tomatoes for a Mediterranean-inspired bite that feels sophisticated yet requires minimal effort. Their culinary prowess extends to hot dishes as well. Stirring sardines into pasta sauce in the final moments of cooking adds a delightful depth of flavor and a welcome boost of omega-3s. They can also be a welcome addition to stir-fries, introduced just before serving to maintain their integrity while significantly enhancing the protein content. Even the humble pizza can be transformed with the addition of sardines, whose savory, salty profile complements ingredients like olives, peppers, and fresh herbs beautifully. For breakfast, incorporating mashed sardines into scrambled eggs or omelets transforms a simple meal into a nutrient-packed powerhouse to kickstart your day. Beyond the enhancement of taste, this versatility also translates into improved nutritional absorption. Pairing sardines with other food groups such as vegetables, whole grains, or healthy fats actively aids your body in better absorbing their inherent nutrients. For example, consuming sardines alongside foods rich in vitamin C, like tomatoes or bell peppers, significantly improves your body's ability to absorb the iron they contain. So, while enjoying sardines straight from the can occasionally is perfectly acceptable, it is certainly not the extent of their potential. With a touch of culinary imagination, sardines can emerge as your secret weapon, a versatile ingredient that enriches a multitude of dishes, making them both more exciting and more nutritionally potent. Mistake 5. Thinking all sardines taste the same. A common misconception surrounding sardines is the notion that they are a homogeneous food item, that opening one will yield the same taste experience as any other. This, however, is a far cry from the truth. Much like fine wines, artisanal coffees, or complex cheeses, sardines exhibit a remarkable diversity in flavor, texture, and overall quality. This variability is influenced by a multitude of factors, including their origin, the method of preservation, and even the specific season in which they were caught. Consider, for instance, the geographical origin of the sardines. Those from the Atlantic may possess a flavor profile distinct from their Mediterranean or Pacific cousins, as the water temperature, the fish's diet, and the overall marine environment all contribute to their unique characteristics. Sardines from colder waters, such as those found off the coast of Norway, often exhibit a firmer texture and a cleaner, more refined flavor. Conversely, sardines from warmer climes might be softer and possess a richer taste. Even the time of year plays a role. Fish caught in the spring might have a lighter, more delicate flavor, while those harvested later in the year tend to be fattier and more intensely flavorful. Furthermore, the packing liquid itself dramatically influences the taste. Whether they are preserved in olive oil, tomato sauce, mustard, or simply water, each medium imparts its own unique nuances. For example, Spanish and Portuguese sardines, often packed in high-quality olive oil, are known to develop deep, complex flavors that evolve over time. Some producers even employ smoking techniques, infusing the fish with a savory richness, while others utilize spiced oils or sauces to create an extra dimension of taste. Therefore, if your initial encounter with sardines was less than satisfactory, it is premature to dismiss them entirely. It is highly probable that the particular type you sampled was simply not to your preference. By actively exploring different brands, origins, and packing styles, you can unlock a completely new and exhilarating sardine experience. Sardines are not a one-size-fits-all food. With a little experimentation, you will discover a vast and delectable world of flavors waiting within those unassuming tins. Mistake 4: pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Sardines, with their inherent richness and robust savory essence, are undeniably potent ingredients. This very strength, however, means they require thoughtful companions on the plate to truly shine. One of the most significant missteps is to pair them with flavors that clash rather than harmonize, leading to a muddled and uninspired dish. The key to successful sardine pairing lies in creating contrast. Their natural richness is best complemented by bright, fresh, or tangy ingredients that effectively cut through the oiliness, creating a balanced and exciting flavor profile. Think of the vibrant zest of fresh lemon juice, the sharp bite of vinegar, the briny pop of capers, the sweetness of ripe tomatoes, or the refreshing acidity of pickled vegetables. These sharper notes do not overpower the sardine's inherent taste. Rather, they enhance it, making the entire dish more dynamic and appealing. Fresh herbs such as parsley, dill, or cilantro also play a crucial role, introducing a clean, herbaceous note that lightens the overall composition. Conversely, it is generally advisable to steer clear of heavy, creamy sauces or excessively buttery dishes. The combination of cream and oily fish can often result in a richness that is overwhelming to the palate. Similarly, overly sweet glazes or fruit-based accompaniments can often compete with the sardine's natural saltiness, leading to an unpleasant discordance in flavor. To illustrate, consider the simple pleasure of sardines on toast with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of herbs. A pairing that is light, refreshing, and utterly satisfying. Contrast this with sardines smothered in a heavy cheese sauce. The double dose of richness can render the dish difficult to enjoy. While culinary experimentation is always encouraged, the guiding principle must be balance. When you select the appropriate flavor pairings, sardines transcend their humble origins in a can to become a sophisticated ingredient, delivering a taste experience that is fresh, vibrant, and truly memorable. Mistake 3: rinsing away taste and nutrition. This is a practice that might come as a surprise to many, but one of the most counterproductive actions you can take with sardines is to rinse them under running water before consumption. The underlying motivation for this habit is usually a desire to reduce perceived saltiness, fat content, or the ubiquitous fishy taste. However, in reality, rinsing does little to address these concerns effectively and, more importantly, washes away both precious flavor and vital nutrients, The liquids in which sardines are canned, be it oil, sauce, or brine, are not merely filler ingredients. They are integral to the preservation process. Over time, a symbiotic exchange occurs. The fish releases some of its natural juices into the liquid, while simultaneously absorbing some of its essence. Crucially, key nutrients, including omega-3 fatty acids and fat-soluble vitamins, gradually migrate into this packing liquid. When you rinse the sardines, you are not only losing these beneficial nutrients, but also inadvertently stripping away the complex flavors that have developed over months of careful preservation. For sardines packed in oil, rinsing introduces an additional complication: the immiscible nature of oil and water. This results in a slippery, often fragmented fish that is far less appetizing. The same principle applies to sardines in tomato or mustard sauce. Rinsing removes the tang and richness that beautifully balance the fish's natural flavor. Regarding the salt content, while sardines can indeed be salty, rinsing is not an effective solution. The salt is absorbed into the fish's tissues during the canning process, rather than simply resting on the surface. A more pragmatic approach to managing salt intake is to opt for low-sodium varieties of sardines, or to consciously reduce the amount of salt added to other components of your meal. This way, you preserve both the flavor and the nutritional integrity of the sardines. In essence, rinsing sardines is akin to undoing months of meticulous flavor and nutrient development in mere seconds. Instead of washing it all away, embrace the oil, brine, or sauce. It is an intrinsic part of what makes sardines so uniquely appealing. Mistake 2. Avoiding sardines because of fishiness. One of the most significant barriers preventing people from embracing sardines is the pervasive notion that they possess an overwhelmingly fishy flavor. However, this perception often arises from a misunderstanding of what constitutes a good sardine experience. Sardines are, by their very nature, fish, and therefore a certain degree of oceanic character is to be expected. The true culprit is rarely the sardine itself, but rather how it has been stored, prepared, or paired with other ingredients. Properly handled, high-quality sardines should present a clean, savory, and subtly briny taste, reminiscent of a fresh sea breeze. If your sardines exhibit an overly strong or unpleasant, fishy taste, it is highly probable that they have not been stored optimally, have surpassed their peak freshness, or are simply not being complemented by the right accompanying flavors. The solution is not to mask the flavor, but to enhance and brighten it. This is where acidic ingredients come into play. A squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a splash of vinegar, or a spoonful of tomato sauce can effectively cut through any potential heaviness and imbue the flavor with a liveliness that is most appealing. Fresh herbs such as parsley, cilantro, or dill also contribute significantly, adding a clean, herbaceous note that perfectly balances the fish's richness. The quality of the sardines themselves is another critical factor. Sardines preserved in good quality olive oil or a well-seasoned tomato sauce will invariably taste cleaner and less overpowering than cheaper, poorly processed alternatives. Moreover, it's worth noting that our taste buds are remarkably adaptable. If you are not accustomed to consuming fish regularly, sardines might indeed taste strong initially. However, with continued exposure, your palate will begin to discern their subtle sweetness and inherent depth of flavor. Therefore, instead of dismissing sardines as too fishy, consider experimenting with different pairings. Incorporate them into salads, dress them with citrus, or serve them alongside crisp vegetables. You may be pleasantly surprised at how quickly that perceived fishy flavor transforms into a taste you eagerly anticipate. Mistake 1. Throwing away the precious oil. This is, without question, the most economically wasteful and nutritionally detrimental mistake that individuals make when consuming sardines. The act of draining away the oil from an oil-packed tin and discarding it down the sink represents a significant loss. That golden liquid is not merely a byproduct, it is a repository of some of the most desirable flavors and valuable nutrients contained within the sardine. Here's why this liquid gold is so important. When sardines are packed in oil, a slow and beneficial exchange occurs over time. The fish naturally release some of their own juices into the surrounding oil, while simultaneously, the oil is absorbed back into the flesh of the fish. This prolonged interaction, lasting for months during storage, imbues the oil with a concentrated essence of omega-3 fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins such as D and E, and a profound, savory flavor. In essence, it transforms into liquid nutrition. To discard this oil is to not only lose calories, but to willfully throw away vital nutrients that play a crucial role in supporting your heart health, brain function, and immune system. From a culinary perspective, you are also forfeiting a free flavor enhancer that any professional chef would cherish. So what can be done with this treasure trove of flavor and nutrition? The possibilities are extensive. Drizzle the oil over salads as a superior alternative to bottled dressings. Utilize it to sauté onions and garlic as a flavorful base for pasta or rice dishes. Stir it into soups or stews to enrich the broth and add a layer of complexity. You can even dip fresh, crusty bread into it, enhanced with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of fresh herbs, for a quick and satisfying snack. As an added bonus, the flavor of the sardine oil actually deepens slightly after the can has been opened. When stored properly in the refrigerator for a few days, it can contribute even more nuanced flavor to your culinary creations. Sardine oil is simply too valuable to waste. It deserves to be treated with the respect it warrants as a secret ingredient that elevates your meals. Who should be careful with sardines? While sardines stand as one of the most health-promoting foods available, like any potent nutritional source, they may not be suitable for everyone, or at least require a degree of caution for certain individuals. A few specific groups are advised to exercise extra vigilance regarding their consumption frequency. Firstly, individuals managing high blood pressure or who have a sensitivity to salt should be mindful. The majority of canned sardines are preserved in brine, oil, or sauces that contain a considerable amount of sodium. Excessive sodium intake can exacerbate blood pressure levels, making low-sodium sardine varieties a more prudent choice. Secondly, those who suffer from gout or have elevated uric acid levels need to be aware. Sardines are naturally rich in purines, compounds that the body metabolizes into uric acid. For individuals susceptible to gout, a surge in uric acid can trigger painful flare-ups. In such cases, moderation is paramount. Anyone prone to kidney stones, particularly those composed of uric acid, should also approach sardine consumption with care. The purine content may increase the risk of forming such stones, and it is advisable to consult with a healthcare professional before incorporating sardines into their diet on a regular basis. Pregnant women, while benefiting from the exceptionally low mercury content of sardines compared to larger fish like tuna or swordfish, should still be cognizant of their sodium and calorie intake, especially if consuming them frequently due to the common packing liquids. For the vast majority of healthy individuals, however, sardines are an exceptionally beneficial food to be enjoyed regularly. But if you identify with any of the aforementioned groups, practicing moderation is indeed the safest and most sensible approach. To summarize, sardines represent one of the most undervalued superfoods in our culinary landscape, but their true potential is only realized when they are handled with the care they deserve. From the critical decision of selecting the right can at the store, to the nuances of proper storage, skillful pairing, and meticulous preparation, minor mistakes can inadvertently transform a potentially nourishing meal into a bland, wasted opportunity. By avoiding these common slip-ups, you can unlock the full spectrum of benefits that sardines offer. They are a treasure trove of protein, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, and essential vitamins, all while being one of the most budget-friendly foods accessible. You now possess the knowledge to harness their complete nutritional power and sidestep the pitfalls that frequently deter others. If you found this informative content valuable, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. This ensures you won't miss out on future insights into smart, healthy eating. We are always eager to hear from our community. Do you incorporate sardines into your diet regularly, or perhaps you have a signature method for preparing them? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. We genuinely value your input. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to watch and for being an integral part of our community. To continue your learning journey, we have 2 more engaging videos queued up for you. Simply click on one of them, and we look forward to seeing you there. If you found this video to be helpful, please remember to hit that like button. It significantly aids the channel's reach. And don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you are always among the first to receive our future videos. I am keen to hear your opinions, so drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.